Hey, it's me, Silvanici, and welcome to another one of my sketchbook tours. So this is the first travel sketchbook that I started back on August 13th, 2024, and then I finished it December 20th, 2024. It's just a Talens Art Creations, the little guy. And in the sketchbook, I only used 3 markers, so 3 tombows, 2 gray, one is N75, one is N60, and then a black, which I think is N15. And yeah, I just kept those 3 markers in my purse and just drew while I was out and about, whether it was like waiting for food with my partner at a restaurant, or during drives, or at my friend's house. So yeah, I really enjoyed this travel sketchbook, and since this one I filled up 2 other travel sketchbooks, and I'm currently halfway through the 4th one, so it's definitely working well for me. So I wanted to show you guys the first one I did, and let's get into it. Hello, it's the voiceover version of me here to go through the sketchbook with you. So yeah, this first spread I had my partner do a little blind contour of me, which I love so much. But yeah, I remember that we went to the Blick store and we got the sketchbook and the markers, and then we went to lunch at our favorite Vietnamese restaurant, and that's where I filled out these first couple pages. And then I did this blind contour of Zach while we were at lunch, and then these blind drawings of Ryan Persian. And I'm sure you can tell one of them's a single line drawing, and the other one is just a blind drawing, and everything definitely did not go where it was supposed to. And then I drew Ryan with his sword, and there's also a blind drawing of my toy poodle baby calico critter and a penguin baby just from memory. And drew Ryan with my eyes closed. I think that was all while we were at lunch that day. Then I had to get tested for sleep apnea, but one of the doors at the clinic had this really pretty dandelion design on it, so just drew that. Then here's one of my calico critters. It was his birthday. So cute. And we went out for sushi, and I drew like the bar at the sushi restaurant where they had SpongeBob on the TV, and often have SpongeBob on the TV, and I love it. Anyway, and then I drew my ice cream while we were there in one of the swirly little pretty dish. It was really hard to capture, but I tried my best. Then here's my best friend sitting at the skate park while we were waiting for a show to start there, a little hardcore show in the skate park. And then I drew my drink and my purse and a little bird in just like a couple seconds while he landed in front of me. And then this was at the laundromat, and wrote some turnover lyrics. I think this song is called Word of God. Some clouds, a little camping ground sign, and a street sign. Drawing the scenery from life as we were driving, so kind of an amalgamation of different things, but then we have some blind drawings of like cars and all the stuff that you see driving around. And then here's just some ideas for different ways to draw trees. This was all, I think, while I was in the car with my best friend going to a show somewhere, maybe in Illinois. But yeah, then I drew this little guy protesting road work, because that's always what I think of when I see signs that say end road work. And then I drew 2 of my Palm Pals high-fiving, Razzle Dazzle the alien and Petunia the bunny. And then we have the elephant mom from one of my calico critter families, and the mom from the milk rabbit family. And then this was the ceiling of the like converted barn that my cousin's wedding was in. And then here's my partner and me and Ryan Persian. My partner's looking like a beautiful, pretty boy, and Ryan Persian and I are looking like aliens. And then this was a little calico critter set that my partner got for me, and I just drew this from memory while we were out and about. And it turned out so cute. I love these critters. And this was my Tamagotchi at the moment. And a little self-portrait, me in my prevention shirt that had Snoopy on it. And then a little playground that was downtown in a neighboring city that I drew from life. And went to a Keith Haring exhibit, so I have a couple pages here of studies of his work. I think this was the second time I went to the exhibit. And then some sauces that they had at the same restaurant we were at the beginning of the sketchbook. Love that Vietnamese restaurant so much. And then I drew my partner. This is one of my favorite spreads of the sketchbook, and also one of my favorite drawings of my partner. So cute. Then here's Brian Persian as a king, which he is a king, but here, like, he's already a king, but here he's dressed the part. And then a little hardcore penguin. And here's some drawings of my friends while we were all at a show together. This was so silly. I started drawing him there on the right, and then I thought it looked really funny, just half done, so I just left it half done. It looks like a ghost, and I love it. And then on the right is John making a face that he loves to make. And then a little drawing of my best friend and her giant glasses. And then I asked John to draw something in my sketchbook, so he drew this crocked out cat. And then we have my seal calico critter baby, or one of my two calico critter baby seals. She's eating takoyaki at our favorite ramen restaurant. And then she's just being cute on the right page. And a little drawing of Torchic, the Pokemon. And then Ryan Persian, supposed to be dipping his head in the beer to drink the beer, but didn't quite accomplish that. It kind of just looks like he's dead and laying over the side of the beer cup, but maybe that's what's happening there. I'm not sure. But here's Ryan Persian as a Korok next to a regular Korok, just drawn from memory, and I haven't played Zelda. Here's Scyther, my enemy in Pokemon Violet. This was the first terrestrialized Pokemon I ran into in the wild, and he killed me over and over, but I kept going back because I was determined to fight him. So that Pokemon is now a lifelong enemy, and all of his brethren. And then here is a drawing of a chai latte that I got at a little restaurant that we were at for a show, and blind contour of John, and then a quote from B upon seeing this picture of John. And then there's a plant that they had there, and my friends playing cards, and my Ryan Persian. And then here's a drawing of the three of us with my two friends that I was there with that night. Another one of our friends came and gave my best friend B this doll of Oliver from Hannah Montana. because B has a few Hannah Montana dolls, but no Oliver or any of the other side characters until now. And he had the cheese jerky hoodie, which is so iconic, so love him, had to draw him. Then we have a little shelf that had a bunch of pothos on it and elephant figurines. It was at a Thai restaurant. There was a lot more pothos plants than this, but I kind of just drew one because I didn't want to be drawing leaves all day. But I drew Cherry from Animal Crossing just from memory. She's a favorite of my partner. And then this next spread is my friend Willow's living room. So we were watching Bad Girls Club, and these two girls got into a fight, and they were like sitting on the floor knee to knee, like yelling at each other. It was very strange. So drew them doing that, and just all the beautiful things that are in this little corner of Willow's apartment. Or not even close to all the beautiful things. There's a lot more small details, but I had to simplify. And here's a soup, like a miso soup that I got at a restaurant, and the lanterns at the same restaurant. And then this whole sketchbook is literally just shows and restaurant drawings, because here's another drawing at a show. This is just a drum set in someone's basement on a carpet. But yeah, that was just a quick sketch in between sets. And then next spread here was laundry day, and then the cup from my lunch after laundry day. And then this spread I did while waiting at the psychiatrist's office. It was my cow sketchbook, which I was working at the same time, and just did a tour of that one. I brought that so I could show it to my psychiatrist, because he asked like what kind of art I do. So I just flipped through the sketchbook, and then my water bottle and all of the band stickers that are on it and other silly stickers, and then the little photo card holder I have that I keep a little baby calico critter in. I always have some sort of critter in a pouch attached to my purse, and yeah, this was my little Kirby pouch, and I have Ryan Persian in there. And then the next spread was waiting for meds at the pharmacy, and I just drew some of the products that were on the shelves in front of me. Then some really quick sketches while we were driving, just trying to simplify the landscape. More landscapes while we were in the car. Just got some trees and some power lines. And then this was at breakfast. My coffee cup and the pitcher and all the sugar. And then this is the only little bit of color in this sketchbook, this little pom-pom print stamp that I got at the Mall of America the first time we went. The cutest stamp ever. I wish I had done that gotcha more than once. I went back and they didn't have the stamps anymore. But that's okay. I treasure the pom-pom print one. And then this is right when my boyfriend realized how much he loved Pachaco. So here's him in Pachaco, just loving their lives together. And then this is also when I got Squirmy. Yeah, so you might have seen in my cow sketchbook one other drawing of Squirmy, and then if you follow me on other social media, you've probably seen a lot of other drawings of this guy. This is just a squishable worm plushie, the mini version. They just came out with a larger version that I'd really love to get. But anyway, this mini version of the worm is what I have, and his name is Squirmy, and I'm absolutely obsessed with him. So this is when I first got him. So here's me riding him like a horse. Here's also zombie pom-pom purin. I really wanted that plushie from Build-A-Bear, but they did not have it at the mall when I went. I did get Choco Cat, the Build-A-Bear, though, and my partner got Foy Coco. So here's the two of them together, Choco Cat and Croc Fieri, and then some squirmies. We got a flying angel squirmy, or perhaps just a flying squirmy. He doesn't have a halo, so who am I to assume? And then we have magician, and then here he is as an alien in space. One thing that was really important about this sketchbook was getting me to loosen up and just draw straight with markers instead of, a pencil. So, like, the right hand here is not great, but doing this sketchbook has resulted in me feeling a lot more comfortable just going straight in with pen. Very helpful to my little artistic journey, or whatever you want to call it. So these drawings were done on the ride home, and I was ready to be home. And we have Ryan Persian in a ghost costume. We have a blind contour of my partner, and I think this is just more miso soup. And here it's around Halloween, so got a jack-o'-lantern that I saw while we were driving past someone's house, and I just loved the way they carved it so much. I had to draw it immediately. And then our favorite sushi restaurant had this giant, 8-foot tall animatronic, like Courage the Cowardly Dog ass monster in the restaurant. So I drew him there. This was also shortly after I got a keychain of a Lego guy dressed as a hot dog who has since become a reoccurring character, especially in my travel sketchbooks. His name is Hot Dog Guy. So there he is. And unfinished tree and a hotel and an owl plushie that my partner got me. He's so sad and pathetic. Then we were in my partner's hometown to visit his family, and we were at a restaurant that had this pig, ceramic pig on the wall. It was one of the ceramic wind chimes. Love those things. I have one that's teddy bears. And then a root beer cup and my coffee cup another day, and me and my partner and Ryan Persian and Spronk, our happy little family. Here's a spooky little tree. This same tree, it was covered in pink blossoms this spring. So beautiful. And it's crazy to think of how I drew it, and it was spooky, and then it was pink. And a little ghost scared of the tree. And then we have the Steak and Shake hamburger mascot. And then I made Hot Dog Guy in the same style, of course. Got The Simpsons from memory. Cannot believe that I forgot Marge's pearls. Very ashamed of that to this day. And we have Spronk jumping out of a present wearing a Santa hat. We have this star guy. I was explaining to my partner how I had this character in the second grade is when I remember it most vividly, who's just a star guy, just like this. And then Squirmy celebrating Christmas as well. Then we have Pachaco riding into battle on Squirmy, and then we have Pachaco if he had Squirmy's face, and then we have Squirmy if he was Pachaco. So lots of combinations going on there. Here's playing Rummy with my friends. A little quick sketch of their cat, or two quick sketches of their cat, and then we have a Squirmy butterfly and Squirmy lion. This is when I had shown my friends like some of my recent drawings in here, including all of the other Squirmies, and they started suggesting all the different things that Squirmy could be. This was during our Friendsgiving celebration, so I had to make a list of all the different things that Squirmy could be, and then I went through and just drew as many as I could. So we have Squirmy as a French fry from Squendies. We have Squirmies playing Rummy. Squirmy if he had a butt. Squirmy if he had a mustache 2 times. And this beautiful, like, dragon fish Squirmy that I want to get a tattoo of. Honestly, I love him. And here's Squirmy as a Pokemon. Squirmy as a pearl and a clam. Squirmy as a cat toy. Love that one. Squirmy as a graffiti artist. Yeah, he is so talented. And then Squirmy as a unicorn. One of my favorite drawings in this whole sketchbook. And then Squirmy working hard to earn an income. And then here we have Squirmy as an Ouroboros, and we wanted to put like a rune in the middle, so we put the Bluetooth symbol. And Squirmy smoking a cigarette that someone else lit for him, because pretty Squirmies don't light their own cigarettes. And then here we have all of my friends as Squirmies. So there's me up in the top left corner. And then after that descent into Squirmy madness, I was all squirmed out. And there's me falling asleep on the desk, puddle of drool. That's what happened. So that was such a fun Friendsgiving. Might have to do like some kind of Squirmy themed cookie or cake or something for Friendsgiving this year to celebrate that having happened in 2024. That was so fun. And then you can see my light gray is starting to die at this point. But just my cup at dinner with my partner, picture of him. He's supposed to have his arm like resting on the table, but just don't look at the bottom half of the drawing. There's a blind drawing of him. There's him looking at the menu, looking so cute. And then we have Karomi and the Grinch plotting and scheming together. And we have Hello Kitty drinking a cocktail in a martini glass, and Dear Daniel is drinking a mule. And then I drew my cocktail. And then this is where I came up, or my partner and I came up with such a fun little game where we just draw something from memory, and we both draw it at the same time on opposite sides of the sketchbook. And we love to do this while we are waiting for food at restaurants now, so there's a lot of this in my future travel sketchbooks. But here's Fat Pikachu and my partner's version. I'll flip it over for you guys so you don't have to try to look at it upside down. And then Finn the Human, and Zach's version is so cute. Then I had stuck this flower here, just taped it down, and then I just drew a little flower guy inspired by that shape. Continuing with the game, we drew Courage the Cowardly Dog. Both of them look quite scary. And then these ones are so cute. We drew Link from Legend of Zelda. Love that so much. And then the last one is Mario, and these are so cute too. So yeah, that was my first travel sketchbook, and it was such a pleasure. I feel like I was kind of trying to curate the sketchbook a little bit too much, especially at the beginning. I feel I have been going through them a lot quicker now because I've just been doodling and just loosening up, not worrying about it being a beautiful sketchbook experience. But yeah, looking through this for the first time since finishing it, it was a beautiful sketchbook experience. Like, wow, so many good memories in here. So if you watched, thank you so much, and I will see you again soon. Or actually, I'll just see you in the outro. So let's get into that. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed looking at the sketchbook and my little anecdotes. If you want to see this work more close up or anything else, I have an Instagram, but most of my work is on Tumblr more so than any other of my platforms. But yeah, I have lots more sketchbooks to show you guys. So see you again soon. Bye.